Hey everybody, another night, another movie, and I just got done watching 2005's Elizabethtown, starring Orlando Bloom, Kirsten Dunst, Susan Sarandon, and Bruce McGill. This one I've only seen once before, and the reason is to be honest, the first time I watched it, bored the shit out of me, and the only thing I liked about it was the soundtrack. And to be honest, this movie still, after my second viewing, yeah, it exists basically. So I guess we should congratulate Cameron Crowe on making a movie. I don't know. Just for those who don't know, it tells a tale of Drew Baylor, played by Orlando Bloom, who works for this company where he essentially fucked up, and I don't know how, but he designed a shoe that I'm not clear on what the problem was. It basically got really bad reviews and cost the company nearly $1 billion. So he goes into his see his boss Phil, played by Alec Baldwin, and tries to be positive and that, and his boss, essentially rather passive aggressively, I guess, fires him. You don't actually hear the boss actually fire him, but you do see him turning in his key card and stuff, so I guess. I was waiting for like Alec Baldwin to kind of really explode at him or something, because he kept doing this whole $1 billion, can you understand how much that is, and stuff like that, and I was just like, just shout or something. There was no real emotion kind of expressed. But anyway, basically, Drew's going through this whole like mini breakdown in a way, and he's about to kill himself with a jerry-rigged kind of exercise bike with a knife attached. And just as he's about to click the on switch, he gets a call from his sister to tell him that his dad has passed away. So then he's kind of put in a position where he has to go down to Elizabethtown, Kentucky, to deal with all the business regarding, you know, getting his dad cremated and blah 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 blah. So he goes there, and en route on the plane, he's the only person on the plane. Please, people, tell me, would that plane actually go if there was only one passenger? If anybody knows this, please do tell me. I guess it was supposed to be symbolic of him being on his own or something, I don't know, but I was just like, would that even happen? But there's an air hostess, played by Kirsten Dunst, Claire, who starts chatting away to him, and she's one of those people that just will not let you be. She will not shut up, and she goes on and on and gets all in his space and stuff. And when he gets off at the other end, he's lonely and he just starts calling people, and he calls this Claire, and they talk for hours. And they have this very kind of relationship built on that. And meanwhile, he's dealing with his dad's business and all this like extended family that want the dad to just be buried, and you know, Drew's mum wants him to be cremated, so there's that bit of tension there, and his mum's kind of having an emotional breakdown back at home with his sister, and he's like trying to do stuff on her own and that, and his sister's like, come back home, and he's like, I need to do this and stuff. And it's a little all over the place. And then you see him and Claire hooking up, but not quite hooking up, because she insists she's got a boyfriend and they're not right for each other and stuff, and I don't know. And then there's this whole thing where we have the memorial service, which is bizarre, and then due to Claire's urging, Drew goes on this road trip with his dad's ashes, and follows this book and CD set that Claire has given him. And through this journey of kind of, I guess, personal development, he goes from place to place, and then he meets up with Claire at the very end, and they kiss. And I'm not even kidding. It is exactly like yesterday's How to Lose Friends and Alienate People, where Kirsten Dunst's there, you build up a relationship, she then disappears while the man goes off and has some kind of self-discovery stuff. And then she turns up at the end again, they snog, and that's the end of the movie. Yes! It is that! And I'm just sat there going, didn't I watch this movie yesterday? Except for the fact that Drew's a little less of a douchebag, I guess. I was just like... And I just feel like this movie gets really pretentious at times. Yes, it uses a lot of symbolism. It uses a lot of that kind of stuff where you're showing how lost Drew is as he's going through this, not only struggling to come to terms with what happened at the company, but also coming to terms with his dad and having not seen his dad before he passed away and stuff, and, you know, that isolation, but coming in contact with all these very bizarre, and I did have to wonder sometimes if the residents of Elizabethtown were high on some kind of LSD-laced liquid. They were all weirding me out a little bit, and it could just be that I'm not from a place where everybody knows everybody. And I know those pockets of places do exist, well, all across the world, but especially in somewhere like America. And I guess especially Kansas. But I was just like, okay, these people are weirding me out. But yeah, this movie is an hour and 55 minutes long. And the last 20 minutes are essentially Drew on this road trip. And it felt like it should have happened a lot sooner in the movie. And so much of this movie could have been cut out. I don't think it's as bad as a lot of critics panned it. A lot of, critics said it was, meandering and rambling and just pointless. And I get what's trying to be done. But at the same time, it does feel really bloated and self-loving and stuff. And like I said, the only good thing I came away from this with was the soundtrack. And that's the problem. This movie feels like a jukebox at times. It's just like one song after the other. With a lot of dialogue. A lot of voiceover by Drew. And random bits here and there near the end from Claire. And I was just like, okay. And there's overlay of voices at times. And I think it was trying to be fancy. And to be honest, it just pissed me off because I felt like I was missing something. So yeah, this is one of those movies that really kind of leaves me feeling... it is really problematic. But it has a charm. I can't explain it. It's just... It's so blah, this movie. But there's something... I'm in no rush to watch this, again in the next God knows how many years. I mean, it's been years since I first watched this. I'm in no rush to watch it anytime soon. But it's tolerable. It is by far... It is definitely not an awful movie. It's just boring. And it is pointless. Because you do kind of sit there and go, I've seen this story before. I've seen it's done much more entertainingly. And I feel it's trying to be artistic without really being all that interesting. I know I've referred to other movies as vanilla, but this is vanilla in the least interesting way possible. And yes, Orlando Bloom's very pretty and all that to look at, which is just as well because he's on screen 99% of the time, if not 100% actually. But I just felt really... it drags. And I just feel there are much better movies that try to handle this kind of subject matter. And like I say, the fact that the whole stuff with Kirsten Dunst's character was exactly the same as yesterday's movie. I couldn't believe it. Yesterday, I was just like, yeah, it's not as good. I know what tomorrow's movie is. It's not as good as this one. But I had completely forgotten that they were so much alike. So yeah, just... what would I give this movie? For existing? 5 out of 10? It's really average. And predictable. And at one point you think, oh, they're actually going to go down that road where, you know, Claire and Drew are just going to be good friends. But then they go for the whole snogging at the end, and I'm just like, talk about playing it safe. It's just so bleh. That is the best word I can use to describe this movie. And as chick flicks go, yeah, just don't even bother. If you're a guy and a woman, if your other half goes, let's watch this movie, you don't. And if you're a woman and your other half says to you, do you want to watch a chick flick? Don't pick up this one. Don't waste your one chance at watching a chick flick with the other half on this. Because he will definitely never ever watch a chick flick with you ever again. Just, yeah, don't. I mean, I could give it less. I could give it low. I was tempted to give it a 4 out of 10. But like I say, there's just that little charm that niggles at me. And like I say, it could just be that Orlando Bloom's very pretty. But I just... yeah, 5 is the best you're going to get out of me. Because it's just... it is average. It's so middle of the road. It's ridiculous. That's 2005's Elizabethtown. I'm sorry, I've rambled pretty much as... try that again. I've rambled as much as this movie does. But it just leaves you feeling like that. And kind of drained as a result. See, and it's even taken away my ability to speak. We'll be back again tomorrow. Can't remember what tomorrow's movie is off the top of my head, but look forward to seeing that. Please like and subscribe if you get a chance. Please share your thoughts on this, and you know, your favourite roles that you prefer these actors in. Orlando Bloom's one of those actors that I think tends to come across as a bit vanilla and bland. But I know he can do... I mean, I love him as Legolas. So, but yeah, please share your thoughts on other stuff that you love these actors in. Susan Sarandon was really badly used. I think she could have done so much more. I mean, for what the time that she's on the screen, she does quite well as the widow kind of thing. But that whole tap dancing scene was completely pointless and really bizarre when everybody was, yeah, like... rock band audience reactions. But yeah, no, please like and subscribe if you get the chance. Please check out my other videos. More in-depth movie and game reviews will be coming soon, and of course we'll be continuing with these each night for quite a while to come, health permitting. For now though, guys, take care. Have a good day. This is Sketch, signing out.